Hi everyone, I am Neha Agrawal. I'm the founder of WiseUp and an alum of NTU Singapore. Having studied at Singapore myself, I've always kept a close watch at the universities here. And today, I want to spotlight a truly special one, Singapore Management University. Now, most people know SMU for its globally recognized MBA programs. But what most people don't know is that the Lee Kong Chian School of Business also offers powerful master's programs in applied finance, quantitative finance, management, and entrepreneurship and innovation. So, in today's video, we're going to discuss these programs in detail, look at internships and outcomes, and hear directly from the admissions team and alumni who are going to share their insights on the application process, scholarships, and their experience studying at SMU. So, without further delay, let's get started. When we talk about studying business, SMU consistently ranks among Asia's top universities. But in Singapore, what makes it truly stand out is its location, which is right in the heart of the business district. Everything is at a short walking distance. Companies, mentors, networking events. So building connections is a very natural part of campus life. Another big advantage of SMU is in the way they teach. The learning environment is very interactive, supported by strong industry partnerships and a clear focus on employability. The faculty and curriculum focuses on providing global exposure while rooted in Asian business culture. Students get access to live projects, internships, and professional network that's difficult to find elsewhere. Most students I have spoken to say that the SMU experience is defined by this learning culture, with small batch sizes, discussion-based teaching, and an environment that encourages you to speak up, share your ideas, and collaborate. This is the very reason why SMU has become one of the most sought after universities, not just for students in India, but also globally. Now, while SMU's MBA gets a lot of attention, what most people don't know is that the Lee Kong Chian School of Business offers specialized postgraduate programs that are very relevant for today's job market. So let's look at them one by one. First is MSc in Applied Finance. This program is great for anyone looking to build a strong career in financial analysis, investment banking, or asset management. Second is MSc in Quantitative Finance. This is ideal for students who enjoy data, numbers, and markets. Third is MSc in Management. Now, this program is ideal for fresh graduates and early career professionals who want a strong foundation in business. It opens pathways into consulting, strategy, and management roles and offers great global exposure through study trips and projects. Fourth is MSc in Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Now, this program is great for those who want to build startups or work in innovation-driven teams. Students work on real venture projects, collaborate with founders, and get access to incubation support as well. Fifth is MSc in Wealth Management. Now, this is a niche but a highly respected program for those who want to build careers in private banking or investment advisory. What's common across all these programs is that they are practical, industry-focused, and aligned with the skills that companies are looking for today, not just in Singapore but also globally. So now you've heard enough from me. Let's call in someone who's actually lived this SMU journey. Today we have Urmika Agrawal, an MBA alumni, and Neetu Mutugaddur, an MAF alumni, to share their experience. So my first question is to you, Urmika. What made you choose this specific program at SMU, and how did it influence your career direction?
So I chose SMU very deliberately. I really wasn't looking for a theoretical MBA at this point in my career, with about 8, 9 years of work experience in law, mergers and acquisitions, and fundraising. I really wanted a program that mirrors how boardroom discussions happen, or how real life conversations, whether they're the easy ones or the tough ones, happen in terms of a management scenario. So SMU's pedagogy is, something I did research in, and I found that it kind of mirrored this entire active engagement and participation angle. Once we joined the program, I really got to see how the faculty makes use of the curriculum, in the sense that, all the frameworks that they're talking about are linked to some kind of discussion that they engage with you in. And then, of course, the entire cohort is so diverse. So that cross examination of thoughts and beliefs and the biases that you held on to are really challenged. Professors speak to you in a way that they challenge your assumptions, the biases that you come with, and give you a lot of learning theories to, think about in different ways and manage a situation a lot differently. So all of these angles really stood out. And I think another thing that stood out was definitely the fact that SMU MBA has a January intake. And that's something that aligned with my goals at the time that I was applying.
Thank you so much for sharing that. And now, Neetu, I want to know about your experience within the classroom. Teaching style, peers, and industry exposure. What was it like?
The learning approach at SMU is very hands-on. We're encouraged to participate in every single class and lead discussions and ask more questions and dive deeper. And that way we get to hear everyone's viewpoints and look at different perspectives of one topic. In addition to this, a majority of our grade comes from group projects or group presentations. So for most of the semester, we actually work in groups on our own projects, thinking more about sort of putting ourselves in shoes of people who make the actual decisions out there, so that we can actually apply whatever we're being taught through the semester into this project and work with everyone in the class.
That is really interesting, and I'm sure a lot of students want this kind of exposure. So now, Irmika, can you tell us how did SMU support you in looking for internships, networking, and job opportunities?
In terms of internships, networking, and job opportunities, so I would definitely say that SMU is extremely intentional about industry access. So the minute that you get into the program, you are given access to a lot of tools that can help you sharpen your resume. You're given access to the career coaches. So somebody will be assigned to you, someone who will be with you through the entire course of the program, understand, what your career aspirations are, and help you push, and navigate in that direction. Then you also have access to a career development service platform, which is an online platform where there are a lot of jobs and internships posted. And in addition to this, there are a lot of access to industry events. So when I say events, I mean a lot of seminars, networking sessions, workshops, whether it is from a perspective of upskilling your soft skills, so in communication or resume building and things like that, or in terms of, meeting a lot of industry folks. So whether that's partners, founders from different places, companies, etc. So there's a lot that's happening day in and day out. And you really need to prioritize, how is it that while the school is supporting you with a lot of these facilities, how do you really want to push and what is it that you want to get out of it?
That's really good to know. And now, let's move on to something that students have been waiting to hear. Neetu, can you tell us what kind of roles do you get after completing the program?
I think MAF opens up opportunities to pretty much anything out there, because my cohort, I think most of them went on to working in consulting, but a lot of them also joined banks, wealth advisory, or like internal finance. There was also a small section that did go on to doing something either non-finance related or have started something on their own. So the opportunities are pretty much endless, and I think MAF prepares you for anything you could want to do. So.
Thanks, Neetu. And what about you, Urmika? How did the program help you in your own career growth or transition after graduation?
So for me, SMU has really sharpened how I think. I came in with a certain amount of experience, but the program has really helped me transition and pivot from execution to strategy level thinking. So there's been a lot of courses that I've personally taken, whether it's in finance, coming from a law background, or corporate strategy, crisis management, consumer behavior perception, etc. And all of this has fundamentally changed the way that I analyze whether it's the market, whether it's a brand or an M&A deal that I read about. There's a lot of clarity that I've gained, the exposure, whether it's in terms of, the cohort or the professors. All of this has really reaffirmed my belief in consulting, M&A, and strategy-focused roles, especially also in the dynamic AI landscape that we live in right now. And the program, I would definitely say, has equipped me with the language and the frameworks to engage credibly with stakeholders. I'm definitely far more confident in structuring ambiguous problems or communicating insights a lot more succinctly, skills that have directly translate to consulting or leadership roles.
Now, coming to my last and final question, Neetu, what advice would you give to students in India and abroad who are considering applying to SMU?
My advice for any Indian student or student from abroad thinking about applying for SMU MAF would be just to go for it. Singapore is a great place to be in. MAF is a great program. The memories that you'll make and the knowledge that you gain cannot be like replaced by any other. Your time at SMU will literally fly by, and I would do anything to go back to those classrooms and listen to the same professors and be with the same peers. So it's definitely worth the experience. It's a great experience to have. So I think just if you can, you should do it.
Thank you so much, Urmika and Neetu, for sharing your journey. I'm sure a lot of you watching are now excited to have a similar experience yourself. Now, to understand the application process, scholarships, and what SMU really looks for in an applicant, we have with us today Mr. Joshua Sim from Lee Kong Chian School of Business. Thank you so much for joining us today, Mr. Sim. My first question to you is, what does SMU look for in a strong applicant applying to these postgraduate programs?
SMU uses a holistic admissions process. Beyond your academics, these are three things that we look out for. Firstly, your interpersonal skills, how you relate to, learn from, and discuss vital business issues in class will be very important in our seminar-style pedagogy. Secondly, your intellectual curiosity. What do you want to learn in our master's program, and how can we help you in your career path? Finally, we also want to understand your leadership experiences or your leadership potential. You've been involved with voluntary services, with co-curricular activities, or even work projects. Please quantify them in your application submission.
That's great to hear. Now, can you walk us through the application process, timeline, documents, interviews, and key steps?
Applications can be done seamlessly online. What is important is that you do it early because admissions is on a rolling basis. On our website is a list of documents that you would typically have to submit. That would be your CV, your personal essays, your degree and transcripts, as well as your test scores, if any. If you do not have your degree yet, that's fine. Just submit your latest score sheets. Furthermore, after you have submitted your application, if your test scores are good, we will shortlist you for an interview, which could be done face-to-face or online via Zoom.
Thank you for sharing that. Now, are there any scholarships or financial aid options available for international students?
SMU offers a variety of partial scholarship that covers up to 30% of your tuition fee. There are different categories such as academic excellence, which is based on profile, to categories that you can apply for. This includes leadership, impact on Asia, community impact. So after you've been admitted, you will also receive the scholarship application package.
Got it. Now, another question I have is, how important is academic background, test scores, and work experience in this entire admission process?
Do know that for MBA program, as well as the Masters of Science in Wealth Management, there is a minimum requirement of 2 years of work experience post-bachelor's. For all other programs, we'll be looking at things like your test scores, whether it's a GMAT, GRE, or SMU test. This would factor into your overall holistic assessment. Now, if your academic background is not from a specific degree relevant to the programs, not to worry. Our programs are catered for career switches. You do have to show a certain aptitude. For example, if it's a quantitative program, your quant scores in your test should be better.
Now, my final question to you is, what advice would you give to students applying from India or other parts of Asia?
Whether you're applying from India or beyond, this may help you. Firstly, showcase your global ready skills. SMU values ability to work across different cultures and diversity. You can showcase your international experience or the global business teams that you work in. Secondly, why Singapore? Consider Singapore's status as a business hub and how it may help or impact your career. Finally, consider why SMU. Tell us your motivation for wanting to study with us. This will help us in our assessment of your fit as a candidate.
That is really helpful. Thank you so much for sharing your insights today, Mr. Sim. So guys, that's all I wanted to share with you today. I hope you've now gotten a clear understanding of what SMU Business School offers beyond its MBA. Postgraduate programs in finance, management, entrepreneurship, and innovation. That is helping students build strong careers, not only in Singapore, but also globally. So if you're someone who's looking for future ready education in one of the most dynamic cities of the world, then SMU is definitely worth exploring. I've added the official links to all the programs in the description below for you. So do check them out, and if it feels like a right fit, then go ahead and apply. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.